guys, surprise, Jacqueline Fernandez with our Brian Mastre here at the Alert Center today. We're chatting a little bit about a special session that happened. This only took about like an hour from what I was.
Really like less than an hour.
Yeah, okay. And a lot of like 20 bills or
20. We're expecting maybe as many as 90, so.
That's crazy.
Kind of odd, right?
Yeah.
It's about $16,000 a day at a cost, this early part of the session, and the senators met for maybe 40 minutes.
Okay.
So it started at 10, but it took about 21 minutes for people to check in, and then they started introducing the bills, 20 of them. The first one was from Elkhorn Senator Luann Linehan, and she's been one of these senators that's been a part of this group of 17 that have been working with the governor to try to figure out how to lower property taxes and then come up with other taxes to help pay for that, and then by funding fully funding the schools, how that all works. So these will be some terms that you'll probably get used to as this debate goes on. Who knows how long they'll be in session.
Sure.
But the first bill from Linehan, it'll be the Property Tax Growth Limitation Act. That essentially talks about the caps that local governments can do, and there's been a lot of pushback not only from Omaha's mayor, but even a whole group of mayors in Sarpy County and other communities that have said, we don't know if we really like these restrictions. Then you have the School District Property Relief Act. That is the one where over a course of 3 years, school districts will become fully funded by the state, and there'll be a tax credit, and there's a lot of math to all of that. That's been getting some pushback too, from some superintendents and school boards wondering if they're going to lose local control on that. And then you have a whole series. So here, I'll give you an idea of just what some of these other, they're bills related to funding, some getting rid of some sales tax exemptions. You know, the sin taxes that we've heard about, extra taxes on like vaping devices and e-cigarettes and
candy and sodas. Is that along with that?
Soda.
Yeah. Okay.
Some of those are in here. You have an interesting one from a couple of senators who want to give an income tax credit to renters.
Right.
The general idea is that folks who are behind this have said, well, if the landlords save money on property taxes, they'll probably pass that on to the renters. But there's also a whole collection of people who are like, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. And so maybe the renters get a way of getting some credit back and all of that. You have just a whole host of different amendments. Each one of these gets a hearing.
Okay.
And that doesn't happen until the end of next week at the latest, or next week at the latest. And I mean,
so this was a fast one, but it's not over yet, right? We're just kind of beginning.
No, these are just introducing, and they get 3 days to introduce. So they'll introduce again tomorrow, and they'll introduce bills on Monday.
Okay.
And then they'll figure out a hearing schedule.
Okay, thanks for laying this all out for me. I mean, this is something that I personally find kind of confusing, so I appreciate having you here at the Alert Center.
It's just like the regular legislative session, only they're trying to tackle just one issue.
Yeah.
And property taxes. And I mean, there's still some senators who believe it's dead in the water, that he doesn't have the support.
Right.
But there's also a number of senators that say, let's hash things out and see what we can get, and maybe we get a smaller version, or maybe baby steps, maybe no steps.
Yeah. And if I recall, I mean, this was something that before Governor Pillen became governor, he was talking a lot about, you know, in his platform to become governor, right? So we're trying to kind of just hash this out and see.
Yeah, he says it's a big impediment for bringing in new businesses,
right?
And that folks on fixed incomes are getting pushed out. People are losing their branches, in his view, and that he says everyone in the legislature agrees that property taxes are too high.
Right.
The problem is that they don't have
agreement
on how to fix it.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's what we're here for.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you wanted to add, Brian? Or
I'll send all 20 bills to you for reading tonight.
Lovely. Yeah.
But so that's all available. I'm sure that's available at WWT.com.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Through some of those, but
good transition there for us. Yeah, indeed. All right. Thank you for your time.
All right. Thanks for
joining us,
everybody. All right.
All right. See you, Brian. All right. So that was our Brian Mastre explaining things for us, because clearly I'm confused by the whole process. So I'm glad that he's the expert who can join us at the Alert Center and kind of make more sense about, you know, these property taxes, what's going on, you know, just all the different ideas for how to lower those taxes for homeowners and even potentially renters, as you heard him say earlier. For more information on this story, we do have it available for you on our website. So I'm going to head over there right now. That's wowt.com. So if you go over here and click on the link there, you kind of have, we have all this video that's just kind of cut for you, different opinions on the matter, etc. Gina's really good at getting that up there for us. And just all the information that Brian was kind enough to come over here and chat with us about. So that is something to take note of for sure. Before we go, though, do just want to let you know, I mean, it's going to be a hot day out there, and it is getting a lot hotter kind of as we speak. So this is something our meteorologists have been talking about for a few days now, and it doesn't look like the heat is lessening anytime soon. So before we go, just in traditional fanfare here, if I can get the right mouse together, let's take a live look from our Blackstone camera. So it looks a bit hazy out there. Maybe that's from wildfires. I'm not really sure at this point, but I'm sure our chief meteorologist, Emily Roller, will have more on that for us a bit later. Here's a look from our First National camera at the Missouri. Some wind out there, not too bad though. And then lastly, a live look at 90th and Dodge. Traffic seemingly flowing smoothly in the area, and it looks like that construction around American National Bank a bit further west has been completed, so that's at least some good news there. In the interim, thanks so much for joining myself and our Brian Mastre at the Alert Center. I'm sure Brian will have much more on this story in our later broadcasts, and we'll be sure to keep you updated with our first broadcast, 1 to 3, with our Dave Zavolinsky. Until then, we hope you have a wonderful day.